Hello, YouTube. Mr. Miz here, coming to you from Highland Crossing. Braving the cold, hoping for a train to come by that maybe will be something worthwhile that I can show you. But in the interim, though, while I'm sitting here, I thought I'd tell you guys a fun story from back in my college days. I heard someone talking the other day about schnapps, and it brought to mind a fun memory. So back when I was in college, me and my 3 dorm mates had a tradition where every Friday we would go out and we'd get a 6-pack of like some, decent beer, decent being a relative term, and then like a case of rot gut for the weekend. My personal favorite back then was Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Anyways, I did ROTC when I was in college, and the summer between my junior and senior year, I had to go to what was called advanced camp out in Fort Lewis, Washington. And for the plane trip out there, I picked up a Maxim magazine from when Beyonce was about 21. She was on the cover, so that kind of dates this story a little bit. Anyways, in it, there was this guide to all these, like, crazy beers. And, months later, me and my buddies are sitting around looking through that magazine on a Friday afternoon, and we spotted Billy Beer. And what stood out to us was, holy shit, someone still makes beer with a rip-top can. So, we piled in the car. And just for backstory, I went to college in Cincinnati, Ohio, and across the river in Covington, Kentucky, is a store called the Party Source. It bills itself as the largest beer warehouse east of the Mississippi River. Now, I have not been to every beer warehouse east of the Mississippi River, so I can't, attest to that, but I will tell you, having been there, if it's not the largest beer warehouse east of the Mississippi River, it's definitely in the top 10, probably in the top 5. Moral of the story, though, is this place had damn near every beer under the sun. Pretty much any kind of beer you could think of, they had it. So my idiot buddies and I all pile in the car, and we head out to Covington to go to the Party Source. We get there, and we probably spent a good 25-30 minutes looking around for Billy Beer. Couldn't find it. So we grabbed one of the clerks and said, hey, you guys sell Billy Beer? You ever heard of Billy Beer? And the clerk kind of looked at us kind of funny. He's like, I know I've heard of it. So, he went with us, and we spent another probably 15-20 minutes looking around. Couldn't find the Billy Beer. And so he goes to grab another one of the clerks. And we're sitting there and we're like, Billy Beer, where have we heard of this? Why do we know about this? And as we're saying it, this little blue-haired old woman comes by pushing a shopping cart. And this shopping cart is just packed with cases of schnapps. Every kind of schnapps. Peach, cherry, you name it, she had it. And she heard us, and she kind of looked at us for a sec, like all cockeyed and confused. And I'm doing the best imitation I can of her voice. She goes, Billy Beer? They ain't sold that shit since Carter was president. And at that moment, it was then that it dawned on us, oh yeah, Billy Beer. Billy Carter was Jimmy Carter's jackass alcoholic brother who took advantage of his brother's political fortunes by marketing Billy Beer. That's also why it had the rip-top can. It was from the 70s. So we were all very embarrassed by this because all of us were history majors. So, big feather in our cap there. Unfortunately, the story doesn't get better from there. We picked up some, 6-pack of some kind of expensive beer and their usual case of Miller High Life and, drove back to the dorm and proceeded to drink enough of that beer that we first went online looking for Billy Beer. And you could find it back then. They had unopened 6-packs, but they were a couple $100. And for, college students, That was a little bit rich for our blood. Then one of my buddies drank enough that he actually proposed maybe we could go to the dump and try and find some. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, we were drunk enough to think that that idea might have had some merit. Fortunately, we were drunk enough that we knew we couldn't drive, and that, idea died on the vine. But, yeah, schnapps and Billy beer, and good memories from college. Fun times. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you have a great day and enjoyed the view. Bye.